me all day, but you know that every day is payday. And you know I don't wait for nobody, but you really wanna sip on my body now. Drink up, take a sip from my cup. I wanna see you drunk.
Yeah, hello boys, mommy's home. Welcome back to my channel once again. What's good? What's popping with you? What's good with you? Hi, if this is the first time you're being on my channel, well, welcome. You are most welcome. My name is Felipa. I'm a singer, songwriter, and a business owner of a catering business here in Los Angeles, California. So yeah, this is my YouTube channel. I also do music as well. I just released a project called Saint Ada. So please check it out. It's available on iTunes. It's available on Spotify, all the streaming platforms. But yeah, so today, what we're gonna do is talk about Saint Ada. Yep, the EP. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Now, just to give you a little bit more background about the EP and where it came from, and then we're gonna move onto the tracks. Basically, we're gonna take each track one by one. We're gonna talk about the production. We're gonna talk about, you know, the lyrics, the inspiration, the meanings, all of that. So we're really gonna talk about the EP Saint Ada altogether, right? Cool. So, bringing it back. Okay, so let's start with the basic information, all right? So I started making this EP all the way back in 2022. Yep, it was literally last year. I'm fortunate and blessed to work with some of the best producers I've ever worked with, and I literally have a whole nother EP. So I've worked with different producers and I've worked on different songs, you know, with different creatives. So I wanted to take this time and give a big thank you and show of gratitude to Erin and Forrest. I really do appreciate you guys. I'll put their Instagram over here so you'll be able to know their page, visit their page, follow them as well. I want to say a big, huge thank you to the both of you and your studio as well for bringing this dream to life, because honestly, I am so proud of it. That's why I really want you guys to please stream it. I put so much work in it. They put so much work in it. We all put our foot in this. Producing this entire EP was such an incredible journey. It was a really kind of rough journey, but honestly, at the end, it really justifies the means, like the saying goes, all right? So let me just give you a little bit more background on the EP. All the way back in 2020, I had always wanted to release like a new project, right? So back when times were not so good for me, I would take solace in writing lyrics and writing songs, right? So I'm a songwriter, period, right? I love to write music. I love to write, you know, articles. I love to write essays. I really love to write, and I'm very good at writing. So yeah, I have been writing music for years, for as long as I can remember, honestly. I started writing music like since I was 5 years old, believe it or not. Even though technically it wasn't an all full song, it wasn't like a complete song with choruses and verses, but it was my very first attempt at writing music for the first time was at age 5. And I literally remember the first song that I wrote. It's literally called Woman Worth More Than Gold. Girl, I was on my Alicia Keys shit, bitch. I wanted to give you that vibe back when I was still young, but yeah. I've been writing music for a long time. So while I was, you know, surviving bad times, I kept myself happy by writing songs. So some of the songs that you see on this EP called Saint Ada were actually written back in, 2020, 2019, sometimes even 2018. Like, I literally pulled out songs that I already wrote from the archives when I decided to go to the studio back in 2022, right? So a lot of these songs were either pre-written or they were written there on the spot. And you can ask my producers as well, literally. Like, when I first came to the session and I was working, hold on. So before I first came to the session, right, I had just lost my job at the Jamaican restaurant that I was working at, right? So after losing my job at the Jamaican restaurant I was working at, because the restaurant was closing down, I had to look for work, right? But what I really wanted to achieve in the year of 2022 was finally being able to release new music. That's something that I waited 5 years. It's like almost 5 years between this new project and my old project, which is self-titled Philippa. So it was like almost 5 years in the making of trying to, like, finally settle down to actually make this music. But I love to produce. I love to make new songs and new vibes, and that's just who I am. This is a passion, it's a fire within me that nothing can really quench. It might dull a little bit just based on the situations around me, but I've always wanted to be a singer, a songwriter ever since the age I was 5. So that fire has never really died. I've always known that's what I wanted to do, right? I really went back to the archives, started picking out some songs as well, and then I was also looking for producers. So I went on Vamp R right here. This is basically an app where a lot of artists and producers and basically people alike in the music industry connect, especially if you're independent or you just want to look for more services in the music industry. Vamp R is definitely the place I've been using for a long time to meet new producers, to meet the producers that I worked with on this EP. And definitely, if you are an artist, I would suggest checking that out. Just check that out. Not that I'm giving free promo, but if you are looking to make more connections and trying to connect with more people, and you're really like an introverted and loner type like me, the first step I would give to you is definitely checking out apps that cater to artists so that you'll be able to connect with different people. And that's how I was able to connect with Erin and Forrest, right? Through this app. So we were talking on the app, and we were getting to know each other on the app in terms of like what I was looking for musically and what I was trying to achieve. So what we did was set up a consultation, a session, right? And we had this consultation where I traveled to the studio, and then I was able to meet them for the first time. And honestly, it was such a great connect immediately. Like, we were able to just like vibe together, which is very important as an artist and as a producer, as creatives coming together to work. When you can actually vibe together regardless of where you're from or how long you've been doing this or whatever, as long as you're able to connect as artists and create, that is really the most important thing. So when I realized that me and my producers were able to gel perfectly, they were able to understand, I was able to express myself freely, I just knew, like, yes, this was perfect. This was going to literally come out amazing, right? So with that said, we literally started getting to work, right? Mind you, I didn't have like any actual secure form of income, right? And I'm an independent artist. I'm not signed to any record label that can help or support with this. I'm really doing this with my own money, paying by myself, paying for studio time and all of that. So not only as an independent artist are you an artist and creative, but you're also like a businesswoman as well. So I literally had to set up a budget as soon as I found work. Nobody really likes the job they're doing, but I had to do what I had to do because I had to work to raise the money in order to fund this dream. So basically, I was able to work. I was able to literally work full time and then raise the money, and I would pay the money like in sections, right? Because I couldn't just pay the whole thing. I had my own bills to pay. I had like rent, I had this, I had that. I had to like stabilize my life and stuff. So as I was going to work, I was trying to like raise money for myself, but also like pay for my studio time, right? Just so that I could have enough time for this music to be made to the best of my ability. And every single time we got into the studio, it just always went so smoothly with us in terms of production. I wish you guys really could have been there. I'm gonna put some clips in here so you can see just like what it was like in the studio. I felt very comfortable. We vibed. We always rocked out as well. And one thing that was very important for me, especially as I was paying for studio time, was on my part to be ready by the time I get to the studio, which was very important. I wasn't really like, I only wrote one song. Okay, so yeah, I'll talk about that song, but I feel like you guys can tell there's a whole voicemail in front of it, but that was the only song that I rewrote on the spot. All the other songs, I literally wrote them before, like prior to even booking the studio time. So by the time I got to the studio, hell, I even like made little demos of what I wanted the song to sound like, even though it doesn't sound anything like the little demos I made on the app. But I literally came prepared to the studio, and I came prepared with my lyrics, I came prepared with the melodies, with the ideas, and we were just able to work and flow together, right? So it literally took months. So what would happen is that I would book a day, and then I would work on 2 songs, I book another day, I work on 2 songs, I book another day. But these days were not back to back, right? So there were intervals between me going to the studio, right? So the first time I booked an appointment, I was able to go, I don't even remember, but it was definitely April, somewhere in April. I booked an appointment, and then we started working on Godmother. That's the first song we worked on, Godmother. So let's talk about Godmother. All right. Here is one question that my best friend, shout outs to you, VDK, my best friend, sent in for me to answer. And yeah, let's listen to the question together.
Godmother is a very specific word. It's not grandmother, it's not mother, it's godmother. Why did you feel like this was an appropriate title for the song and for yourself? And it's also the opening track on the album, or on the EP rather. And so the question I have is, why did you choose the name Godmother? And also, why did you think this was the song that needed to kick off the entire EP?
Thank you. Amazing question. Okay, so let's answer the first question. Why Godmother? This is a very good question. Why Godmother, and why did I think it was an appropriate title for this song? Okay, so for this entire EP, Saint Ada, what I really wanted to achieve was to reintroduce myself and to show the new me, the new growth, as compared to my very first project, which is called Philippa. It's self-titled. It's also an EP, right? So with this song, I really wanted to introduce myself and tell people of the position that I hold within my household, right? Ada means the first daughter of the family, right? And I am the first daughter and the first child of the family. So in Nigerian culture, or in a lot of third world cultures, or honestly around the world, if you are the oldest sister in a family, 9 out of 10 times you are also considered the second mother. I know there are so many people who can literally relate to that, right? So where Godmother came from was actually from a conversation that I was having with my mother, right? So I'm on the phone with my mother, and we're having our little, kiki kaka and all of that, right? So out of curiosity, because I have 2 younger siblings, I'm 14 years older than them in age, right? And both of them are twins, Ejima, twins together. So I literally was so curious. Hey, it's been years since, I'd seen the twins, and I think I forgot who exactly are their godparents, right? And then my mom tells me, okay, Mr. X and Mrs. Y are the godparents, right? And she was telling me their name, but she literally ended up saying, but we both know that you really are the godmother. Now, see, one thing about being a songwriter, somebody will say one small thing, minding their business, they didn't even mean to inspire anything. A songwriter, oh, okay. And literally, that was how I wrote the song Godmother, right? So Godmother literally was inspired by a conversation that I had with my mother, literally saying that even if they have godparents, at the end of the day, being the oldest child and the oldest, female in the family, it's still my responsibility to be their godmother. That's where the title came from, right? So when I decided that I wanted to name the song I wrote was completely named different. Like Godmother would have been a whole different name. I forgot the name, but it wasn't Godmother at first. I had already written the song, and then I had the conversation with my mother, and that's when I decided to name it Godmother. Okay, let's address the second thing. right? The reason why Godmother is the opening track of the entire project is because I really wanted to introduce myself and the position that I hold in my family. Straight up like that. To be honest with you, I am the godmother. Like, literally, I'm not even making it up as a nickname. Like, in Nigerian culture, with how many years that I'm older than my siblings, I am considered the second mother. Low-key, godmother. Even my mother started calling me the godmother. Literally. So this literally came from an authentic place, like literal real life, right? And if there's one thing that I really want people to know about me at first, is the fact that I carry myself in really a high regard because of my position in my family, right? Being the first daughter of my family, so that's why I called the song Godmother. And when you listen to the lyrics, it's a very confident and almost boisterous song, but at the end of the day, the song really is about, I'm feeling myself. I am the godmother. I am the air. I am the earth. I literally am such a strong foundation for my family just based on my position. Yeah, that's where it comes from. I think this was the perfect song to kick off the entire EP because it really introduces the woman that I am today. I'm far more confident than I was when I was a teenager, than I was when I first made my first project. You know, I'm far more secure in myself. I have survived years of homelessness and extreme poverty. I'd had to fight through a lot of battles, and because I had a family back home, I had siblings back home that I had to show to never give up, I took it upon myself. I took my role as the elder sister seriously, that I had to keep on pushing and keep on fighting for their sake, right? And the life that I'm building for myself is not just for myself, it's also for my family as well. So as the godmother of my family, it's important for me to, you know, take that role seriously. Godmother is me embracing who I am today. It's me accepting, radically accepting my position today. It's radically accepting who I am as a person and the role I play in other people's lives, especially the lives of my family, my siblings especially. I really do take being a big sister seriously. I really love them. So obviously, if you know me, you know I die for them kids, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Godmother was the first track because I wanted it to be known that I'm a woman. I have confidence, I have my own voice, I say what I want to say, and I'm not shy or afraid about it. I'm very secure in who I am. After years of trial, tribulations, tests, now I am the godmother. And when I feel most godmother is when I'm loving on my family and protecting my family. So yeah, thank you again so much, VDK, for that question. I genuinely appreciate you. Please follow him as well. He is an amazing writer. You guys really, I'm going to post his book here as well. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching to this extent of how I wrote the song Godmother. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were able to be enlightened on, you know, why I wrote the song, what inspired the song, what inspired the beginning of the entire EP, what inspired the name. I hope I was able to answer the questions. And honestly, if you have any more questions about the EP, just go ahead and drop them in the comments. Please, please, please stream my song Godmother. Since we're already talking about it, you might as well stream it. I'm gonna put it at the end so you guys can stream it as well, put all of the information, and yeah, stream the entire EP. Can't wait for track 2. Thank you to my producers. Thank you to my family who's been so supportive throughout this entire journey. Thank you to all of my friends and supporters that showed this EP love already. I really appreciate every single stream, every single share, every single like, and please go ahead and stream, like, share, comment. Tell me what you think about the music, and Yeah, if you also want to know more about my catering business, I'm going to put the link right here. It's for the Los Angeles area. We deliver directly to you. We deliver oxtails, egusi, fufu, jollof rice. We deliver banga soup and stash as well. And it's all delivered to your door, made with love. Bye, bitches. See you, sons. Mwah. Godmother, oh, Godmother, Godmother, oh, Godmother, Godmother, oh, Godmother, Godmother, oh, Godmother. Hello, boys. Mommy's home. Godmother, Philly on the pop, man. Surfing body like a chef, no bar, man. I'm the new generation, so I'm hot, man. Godmother, get into it, bring the mails, no post, no. I come from a long line of the baddest bitches, not the soft kind. Cross mine, we gon' get into it, queen crossfire. Crunch time, when I get money, I don't waste time. Waistline, got my nigga cheesing on FaceTime. Godmother, oh, Godmother, Godmother, oh, Godmother, Godmother, oh, Godmother, Godmother, oh, Godmother. He said my ass is fat, told him the sky is blue. He said my pussy good, told him the grass is green. He said that he loved me, daddy was new. He digging my accent, I'm Nigerian, boo. Girl, I'm chillin', eating steak and fries, suck my nigga on the side. I'm a Cali girl, so I love to get high. After this blunt, we making love tonight. And when I'm through with you, I'ma get you real high. On the pop, man. Surfing body like a chef, no bar, man. I'm the new generation, so I'm hot, man. Godmother, get into it, bring the mails, no post, man. Godmother, oh, Godmother, Godmother, oh, Godmother, Godmother, oh, Godmother, Godmother, oh, Godmother. I am the earth, I'll hold you up. Oh, I am the air, my gas you up. Oh, I feel him pop, he drunk on me. Oh, my cherry pop, he starring me. Oh, I am the earth, I hold you up.